Hi, my name is Enos Higgs. I am presenting this data meeting with our instructional coach, Megan Ford, and our career director, Megan Reese. So, if you remember a while back, we did vertical alignment with the middle school and our subject areas. And one thing that stood out to me was our reading scores in history and how low they were on certain things. So I've come up with this, hopefully this project we can implement to where we can raise our reading standards. So, identify the problem. We looked at the mock ACT reading data and revealed a constant pattern across grades 9 to 11. Students demonstrated strengths in local explicit information, but struggled with higher order reading skills requiring inference and critical thinking. Areas of concern included inferencing, vocabulary and context, relationships between ideas, author's purpose, and text structure. These weaknesses directly impact student performance in history courses and on college and career readiness assessments. So here's the 9th grade results. Our biggest deficits: vocabulary, we got 39%. Logical conclusions and synthesis, 37. Author's purpose, 30. Text structure, 27. These results indicate that students struggle to move beyond recall and interpret information that's implied rather than directly stated. And there's just a copy of what you have on that paper right there of all the information. You see our inference central claim, we got a 1% for our 9th graders. 10th and 11th, a little bit better, not that much though. Author's purpose for 10th grades at 28%, details requiring interpretation is 27%, relationships between ideas 25%, inferring thing 23%. Our juniors, you see, they go up, but they're still below average. Vocabulary and context 44, text structure 35, and relationships between ideas 31. The data showed that inference-related weaknesses persisted as students progressed through the high schools. Let me go back for a second right here. I showed you the 1% for our 9th graders. We did go up to 5% on our 10th graders and 7% on our 11th graders. So the background information of this project is to focus on improving inference and reading comprehension skills, obviously within the history department, but then we'll move that on to English and math and science as needed. In history, we were required to analyze primary sources, interpret information, evaluate evidence, draw conclusions, support claims with textual evidence. Mock ACT data and classroom observations reveal many students struggle with these skills despite demonstrating adequate recall and factual information. So, research findings. Research supports that close reading improves comprehension, annotation increases student engagement, text-dependent questioning strengthens critical thinking, evidence-based writing improves reasoning, historical inquiry promotes deeper understanding. Research including from these researchers all emphasize the importance of explicit instruction and structured literacy practices. So I took all that information, I created a action plan for us to try to implement. Our first goal is to increase student performance on inference-based questions by at least 20%. Goal 2, increase student use of textual evidence in written responses by 25%. And the third goal is to increase completion rates on reading-based assignments, because we're at 70, we want to get up to at least 85%. So the timeline, it's a 13-week assessment. Week 1, we get with our teachers, we review the data, what I'm showing you now, we discuss it. Weeks 2, we come up with professional development for our teachers to attend that focus on those weak strategies on reading comprehension, critical thinking, inference, and whatnot. And we'll do those throughout 2 through 6. Starting week 2 and 3, we will do collaborative planning to come up with the best strategies we're all going to use together in our classes. Weeks 3 through 12 is department-wide implementation. Every teacher is using the same strategies at each grade level to improve these skills. Midway at week point, we'll do another data assessment review and see if we have any, see what's working, what's not working. And then at the end of the whole thing, we will do a final evaluation, reflect, and see what worked, what didn't work again, and where can we move forward. So the proposed implementation, the project utilized several research-based instructional strategies: close reading, annotation, text-dependent questions, bell ringers, primary source analysis, constructive responses, and evidence-based writing. Teachers will be provided opportunities to collaborate through PLC meetings and professional development sessions. So adjustments and alternate actions. As planning progresses, the project expands beyond a single classroom. I actually started this in my classroom after we did that data meeting, and I noticed how my kids were, so we're expanding that across all history platforms at first. So we will focus on teacher collaboration, shared instructional practices, common reading expectations, consistent use of evidence-based writing. These adjustments strengthen the implementation and increase the potential impact of student learning. To go along with this, those new textbooks we have, the online versions, you can adjust the reading level per student to help them gain better understanding. You don't lose the context, you just adjust to their standard by 3 letter grades, I believe. All right, so post-projected data expected outcomes, because implementation is ongoing. These figures represent projected outcomes based on the planned interventions. Our baseline is 30 to 40% for inferencing. Our goal is 55 to 60%. Our text evidence is 35 to 40 as well. We're looking at 60, 65%. Assignment completion, as stated earlier, we're at 70. We'd like to get to 85%. So in summary, pre-project data identified a constant need across multiple grade levels. Students struggled most when they were required to infer meaning, analyze relationships, determine author's purpose, and support conclusions with evidence. The project was designed to address these weaknesses through systematic instruction and collaboration. The expected outcome is to be improved literacy performance across history courses. Connection to student achievement. Improving inference skills directly supports student achievement. Students who can read critically, analyze evidence, interpret historical documents, support claims with textual evidence are more likely to succeed in history courses, standardized assessments, future college and career opportunities. This project supports Benjamin Russell High School's mission for preparing students for success beyond graduation. So next step, future recommendations: continue to implement across all history courses, expand literacy strategies into additional content areas, maintain PLC collaboration, monitor ACT reading data annually, provide ongoing professional development, and use student performance data to refine instructional practices. And this is just all the research I put into it that supports these things that we're going to try to implement. Are there any questions? Awesome.